financial meltdown, rocketing unemployment, a housing bubble burst, and a nation plunging into a possible depression. America today? Sweden, a decade ago. In the early 90s, the North European country sunk into a 2-year recession as their bank's capital froze and they stopped lending. Are you confident that you will remain here in the UK, or do you fear that you may actually be extradited to Sweden?
I don't have too many fears about being extradited to Sweden. There are much bigger concerns about being extradited to the United States.
And do you think that is quite likely? Your lawyers talked about third-party influence. Do you have any further details on that?
We have a rumour today from my lawyers in the United States. It's not confirmed yet that there has been an indictment made.
Natural-born talent revealed at an early age. Mozart had it, so did Picasso, and now many say this 7-year-old kid is following in their strokes. He only picked up a paintbrush for the first time at age 6 and has gone on to sell his work for a total of $50,000. In return for taxpayer cash and taking on the toxic assets, the Swedish government took temporary ownership of the banks. When the economic climate improved, they sold the shares and recouped the losses the taxpayer had endured from the dodgy debt that once belonged to the banks. So far, the US government has got little in return for the capital it has pumped in, and no one in Washington dares mention the N-word. Recently, Mr. Lundgren told Congress that the nationalisation his country served up as a solution was far from fishy, and that getting something in return for the billions injected into the likes of Citibank and AIG may not be such a bad thing. The war in August 2008 between Russia and Georgia. At the time, the Western world blamed Moscow as Russian armour rolled into Georgia. I'm here at a brand new exhibition which has just opened at the Imperial War Museum, dedicating the service of 162 men and women who showed great valour in the line of duty for Britain and the Commonwealth. There's the George's Cross and the largest collection of the Victoria Cross, the highest possible accolade which could be given to those who served Britain and the Commonwealth. These paintings by Kieran Williamson have created something of an international storm, with buyers as far afield as Canada, Japan and Britain paying over $1,000 to own a piece of work by the 7-year-old British artist. Both sides have been accused of war crimes during the 9 days of fighting. The accusations against Georgia include the deliberate targeting of the civilian population as they tried to escape the battlefield. The British Foreign Secretary David Miliband describes Georgia's actions as reckless, and US officials are taking the accusations very seriously. But the Georgian government does not agree with this assessment. Sweden's experience provides food for thought for Washington legislators, mainly that bailing banks out for billions and getting nothing in return could be something of a red herring. Dedman, NBC News, Stockholm.